Having celiac disease hasn't stopped me from going on school trips, to friends' houses, to overnight camp, or even from traveling out of the country. It just takes a bit of planning. This segment shows how overnight camp can be safe for a celiac child. Parents who send their celiac child to camp need to talk to the staff about celiac disease, and they will likely have to provide some gluten-free food for their child. I've gone to overnight camp every summer since I was 12, and this year I'll be working as an assistant counselor. With my mother's prepared food and help from the kitchen staff, I eat as well, if not better, than the other campers.
Camp's like a big part of my life, and definitely was a great experience. It's just like a dreamland for kids. It's running around and doing whatever you want, soccer, baseball, hockey, lacrosse. I take so much advantage of it. I love it.
When Jerry found out initially that he was going to be tested for celiac disease, I don't think he thought he had it, so he was dealing with it quite well. When I got the final test results and I told Jerry, he was very upset.
I was like devastated. I couldn't really speak at all. I didn't want to be different.
And I think the biggest thing, especially for any child, but a middle school child, if you know middle school children, they don't like to be different. Am I going to be able to learn how to feed my child and to take care of my child at school, at camp, at home, at friends' houses, everything. So not only do you have to teach yourself how to do this, because no one knows how many things, wheat or barley, rye, oats, all this stuff. There's derivatives in everything, and who knew before this diagnosis? So it was scary, and I remember saying to Bill, I don't think I'm smart enough to take care of a child with celiac disease. It was like really frightening.
It's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be a big adjustment for him and a big adjustment for us. But I guess my feeling was it could be a lot worse.
If the parent feels comfortable with that camp and they want them to go to that camp, they should meet with the directors, talk with them about celiac disease, see if they can talk to the chef. And obviously it's a leap of faith to let your child go away to camp or go away on a school trip and trust that the staff is going to feed them and take care of them properly. But I think if you explain it fully and the camp director assures you that they're going to study it and buy the appropriate food, a lot of families will realize that they can let their child go away and they can have a normal camp experience.
We need any international staff. Have to go down and get the...
Okay, and Saturday for lunch, we were under the gun. It was a big challenge, but between us and our head chef, I think we've done a very good job.
This was a challenge, and I like challenges, so this was good for me. It gave me something different to do. It's not a hard thing to do. It's a little time consuming, but it's not hard.
I need to know if it's gluten-free.
I'd say a good 70% of the stuff that's in this storeroom, they can't have. Some of them, it's a little harder to tell, and I have to go get my cheat sheet. I have a cheat sheet.
We are perfectly willing to sit down with parents. We've had parents in the past with kids with certain allergies come during staff orientation, sit down with myself and the chef and go over a kid's diet. And then they leave feeling a lot more comfortable knowing that we definitely know what we're talking about and will take care of their children.
The boy we had in first session, that was gluten-free, so he said we fed him better than his mom did. But that's because we made it from scratch. This is my area that I developed for gluten-free. I keep my utensils up in the cupboard. My strainer, I have a special strainer for gluten-free. Dishes, different frying pans, serving Fry Daddy, because I don't use my fryolator with the gluten-free products. Mixer, I don't use the same mixer. Toaster, we use a different toaster. These are all gluten-free products that are in here that we keep separate. That way, any wheat flour isn't going to get here. We keep noodles and cereals. We also keep a gluten-free refrigerator. This is a freezer that we keep the kids' products in. Hot dogs have to be gluten-free. These are different flours that I mix to make the gluten-free. I have 2 or 3 mixes that are separate, that are gluten-free. This one is a featherweight mix that I got out of a cookbook. Has 4 different flours in it. It makes a better product. These are a chocolate chip M&M cookies, and I keep them frozen, take them out a couple of seconds in the microwave, and he has a nice fresh cookie, which is great for him. But this is all gluten-free. These juices we keep separate. Down here in this area, it's gluten-free. We mark them with slips so that he knows what he can have and what he can't have.
The food's really good, actually. It's like all fresh, and it's not a lot of processed stuff. Fresh meat with not like stabilizers in it. Like when you bite into it, you know it's like good food. It's really good food.
He doesn't want to be different. You know, he does definitely want to be just a regular guy. He doesn't want to have to come up with reasons and why he couldn't eat something. So, I mean, if you can mainstream it without it being much of a issue, I think it's fabulous for him.
I think as a parent of a child with celiac disease, that not only do you want them to feel normal, which they are, they just have an intolerance to gluten, but I think, you know, you live in a gluten world. So I think they have to accept the fact that they can't always be the same as everybody else.
I miss like some things, but like you just have to go through and just like let it flow. No. Yeah, I definitely feel more energetic is what I would say. I feel like my eyes are like way more open and I'm more patient. Yeah, I feel better and I don't really get headaches and stuff like that.
I think Jerry's doing very well now. Everybody's used to it, and they used to Jerry sometimes having different foods. Sometimes he can have the exact same meal, and sometimes he can't. But when he has different stuff, some of the kids in his cabin even come up to me and joke with me and say, "Martha, I think I have celiac disease. Can I have what Jerry's having?" So it's almost come full circle. They think what he's having may be better. They've tried it. He gives them bites of things. They think it's awesome. And they say, "Oh, we want some of that too," which is amazing, which obviously makes him feel good. And I think that's just the, you know, the way good friends are. And I think he's become more comfortable with it, and he doesn't feel so different. He actually feels special in a positive way and not a negative way like he did at first.
I definitely find it like a relief that like I'm not that different and they can still be friends with me and stuff.
Every camp director I've spoken to has 2 to 3 campers with celiac disease now. So they're getting it and they're taking care of it. And, you know, if we have 2 this summer, we'll probably have 5 next summer. Next summer, we'll probably have 10. I think it's important as a parent, because your kids take their cue from you, it's important for you to let them know for sure that their life is still going to be terrific, and you're going to make sure it's terrific, and that they're still going to be able to eat. And you're so lucky that this is not life-threatening. You go on a gluten-free diet, and you're going to be absolutely fine. But you need to realize that you need to pick it up and move on, and live the best life you possibly can, best kind of gluten-free life you possibly can.